Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you part 3 of my new series using archives from 2019 concerning the question marks around Meghan and Harry's children and the pregnancy and birth. The first part of this video contains an article from The Sun which was put out at 14 minutes past 2 on the 21st of May 2019. The title of the article is, and I quote, "Meghan Markle's son Archie was delivered by the Countess of Bradford, the Portland's poshest consultant." And it goes on to say that Meghan's baby was delivered by the Countess of Bradford, and they are exclusively revealing this. It mentions that Penelope Law is married to the 7th Earl of Bradford, and she was once dubbed too posh to pull. In other words, she was too refined to deliver babies naturally. Normally they would say someone is too posh to push. Obviously, being on the other end of things, she would be too posh to pull. So play on words there. But she's also a top consultant obstetrician and gynecologist specialising in maternity. So it goes on to say, and I quote, "A member of the aristocracy herself, Dr. Penny, as she is known on her ward, was the woman trusted to deliver Prince Harry's first child, Archie, on May the 6th, a royal source told Fabulous Digital." It describes how she stepped in after Meghan, who was extremely overdue, was driven to the London hospital on Sunday night, dashing her dreams of a home birth. It also talked about how Meghan rejected royal gynecologists Alan Farthing and Guy Thorpe-Beeston back in April, and these two had delivered all 3 of Catherine's children, and Meghan allegedly chose a female-led delivery team because she didn't want men in suits taking charge. Penelope Law was no ordinary doctor. She married into a family who owned 12,000 acres of land across Shropshire and Staffordshire. The article is here. You can read it. Pause and read it. It describes different things about her life. The article goes on to say that Meghan will call her baby Archie. And it goes on and it says, and I quote, "A Buckingham Palace spokesman said, 'In keeping with the couple's wishes for the details of the birth to remain private, we have not released or named the medical team.'" And it then says that the Portland also declined to comment, obviously because of patient confidentiality. And then it goes on to describe Meghan's £20,000 maternity ward with 4-poster baby cots, champagne on demand, and a lobster celebration meal. I'll leave you with the rest of the 2019 video. Very interesting how she wanted a home birth. This was put out there and then almost immediately disappeared from the internet once I think the Sun realised that they had been had, that Meghan was starting then to put out her own news, and I think this was the very start of what she was capable of. So I'll leave you with the rest of this from 2019. Apologies for the poor sound quality. I've tried to clean it up. I've just come on here because I've just read something that's really surprised me. It's been taken out of the papers, or a couple of them. Let me read it to you a minute. It's still showing up in the World News online. It's already been taken down from a couple of other publications. So it's probably fake news, but this is still there now. As I'm reading it, this article is still there in the World News. Meghan Markle's son Archie was delivered by the Countess of Bradford, the Portland's poshest consultant. She was once dubbed too posh to pull. She's a top consultant obstetrician and gynecologist specialising in maternity. Well, what happened to the article that she put to, I think it was the Sun, saying that she had a home birth? And then she puts an article out with the Daily Mail and others saying that she gave birth in hospital. And now we've even got the name of the person who supposedly delivered the baby, and yet nobody signed it off. So it seems she's put this out, and some of the papers are checking it out, realising that it's fake, and then closing down the page. This one is still here. And then there are people saying that the Sun newspaper were very embarrassed by Meghan giving them a story about a home birth, and then the Daily Mail she gives the Daily Mail the official story about a birth at Portland Hospital, and now giving out a name of a gynecologist. And apparently the Sun literally had to stop the presses and try to call back print newspapers that had already been shipped. I mean, that's really embarrassing for a newspaper. The Sun does have a lot of information about Meghan, and they were the ones that put out the article about the guy that ghosted her, an English guy that she wanted to date before she met Harry. I'm not sure of his name. Matt Cardle. That's right. And it's just getting really interesting. So hope you enjoy this, and I'll speak to you soon.